listening to the Marketing Personalities Podcast, a podcast for growth-minded entrepreneurs that serves up valuable insight and interviews about aligning your marketing strategy with your personality type. Because here's the deal. You shouldn't have to feel fake and salesy in order to grow your business. And you no longer have to. Your marketing strategy can feel good to implement and it can work. You can attract the right clients and customers to your business and grow your profits, all while staying true to who you naturally are. So in the name of honest business growth, bring your unique talents, perspectives, and personality to the table. And join us on this week's podcast episode to discover marketing that feels good for you. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Marketing Personalities Podcast. I'm Brit Kolo, and today I'm going to get real about the curse of the expert and how it's negatively affecting your business, your marketing strategy, and how you show up for your clients and customers. And, well, yourself too. So the curse of the expert, if you haven't heard of this phrase before or you weren't quite sure what it actually meant, okay, so here's an example. So last week, and this is when this entire episode was really sparked for me. I'm like, I got to talk about this because this is a big deal. So last week, I was looking out my office window and I noticed a tree in my yard that I had never actually seen before. It's this unique tree that sticks out from all the rest. Now that I've seen it, it's like, how have I never seen this before? It's got these 3 huge trunks, not just one, but 3 huge coming out of the ground. It reaches its branches up really, really wide. It takes up a ton of space and it's kind of in the tree line, but it's offset just enough where, again, I thought, how have I never seen this? But I had never really looked at it before. I had never really seen it. And it's because I'm an expert of this view. I've looked out this window so many times. So at some point, I stopped really seeing what was beyond it. I was looking through the window. I was looking at the landscape, but I wasn't really seeing anything. So if you look up from what you're doing right now, I bet you can find something you've looked at before, but never really noticed, never really seen. Go ahead and try it right now as you're listening. That's the curse of the expert. We are all very much the experts in our own homes, in our own offices, our daily surroundings, probably the people that we see every day. And we've gotten used to them. And because we're an expert of them, I mean, you could probably walk around your house right now with your eyes closed and still get to where you need to go. Probably. We stop really seeing it. I mean, if you live with someone in a house right now, when was the last time you actually saw them? Like you looked at them and you really saw them in all the details. You know, maybe some of you, as I explain that, you're like, well, whatever, like big deal. It's my house. They're my people. I don't need to see the details. But I have a feeling that most of you listening to this podcast right now realize exactly how much of your regular surroundings you don't actually see, and that hurts your heart a little bit. I just kind of assume that that's true for most of you listening because you wouldn't listen to me. You wouldn't like listening to this podcast if that realization didn't just kind of rock you a little bit. Like, oh, wow, you see the issue there, right? Because you know how important it is to be in the present moment and practice gratitude, even for the small things. And the fact that you haven't seen these things, like really seen them, you know, that interesting tree or that picture of your family that's kind of off kilter and askew on your living room wall, or the little bird's nest out in your flower bed right now. Yes, you've looked at them, but because you haven't actually seen those things, it kind of stings a little bit. Yeah, it does. I mean, I know it does for me. And this very much happens in our businesses too. So here's the deal. You once had a problem. And then you created a solution to fix that problem. Then you offered that solution in exchange for money. This is business. That is what business is. Okay. Had a problem, created the solution, Then you're like, hey, I think I could probably sell this solution. And then you go sell the solution in exchange for money. Okay, that's business. You're also probably pretty good at offering that thing because you either do it yourself, it's part of your expertise, or it's really easy for you to get your hands on the product to then sell, right? So this solution that you have created, whether it's a service or a product, doesn't really matter. This solution that you've created or sourced is really easy for you to provide or get your hands on to then sell. And then you're pretty good at offering that thing because you do it. It's part of your expertise. So it then becomes really easy to forget what it was like before we had the solution we created, right? We take it for granted so quickly, like almost instantly. As soon as we have the idea in our heads for the solution and see ourselves providing that solution, we forget what it's like to be someone with that original problem and not be able to fix it ourselves. This obviously leads to devaluing what we do and completely disregarding how absolutely needed our solution is in the world. See, what comes naturally to us doesn't come naturally to the rest of the world. Yet we act like it does. If you really take a good look at how you're speaking about the thing you do, the solution you offer, are you really giving it the credit it deserves? Or are you downplaying it because it comes so easily to you now? Again, this also applies to products too. I mean, if you offer a product, whether you invented it yourself or you've sourced it from somewhere, I mean, you have probably boxes and boxes of this product somewhere in your house or your garage. And so it's like, well, you've got so many, you've forgotten what it's like to not have any and need it as a solution to the problem that it fixes, right? And in complete transparency, I've done this for sure to a fault. And some days I still catch myself undervaluing what I offer because it's just so second nature to me. I forget that devising a marketing strategy isn't as simple and easy to others as it is to me. I forget that my brain works in an interesting way, obsessed with making every single piece of your business fit together like a jigsaw puzzle so it creates a picture of the life you, as the business owner, want to live. I forget not everyone thinks that way. I forget that this idea of matching your marketing strategy to your personality type is still really novel to most people in the world. I forget that just talking about personality types can confuse people who haven't been obsessed with them for years like I have been. It's so easy to allow your expertise to negatively impact your business. Who knew, right? Like you thought expertise, that's supposed to improve my business. Well, it does to a point until we let it shield our eyes from what's really going on and what we're really providing to people. So we must remember this and regularly tap back into the beginner's mindset about the problem our businesses solve if we're going to build a sustainable company. Without the constant remembering, we will lose touch with our customers, our solution, and the true value it brings to those who invest in it. When we lose touch with this integral foundational piece of our business, we cannot market it well, period. You must showcase the value of what you offer well, or else no one will invest in it. And in order to showcase the value appropriately, you have to see the value yourself, right? So, do you see the true value of what you offer? Or have you grown used to it, accustomed to it? You look at it every single day through your blue light blocking glasses, but do you really see its worth and its value and its potential anymore? You must. If you don't right now, you must make this shift. Okay, so your first step to seeing the true value in what you offer again is to look up from whatever you're doing right now, washing the dishes, on the treadmill, doing a deadlift, I don't know, typing something away, reading your email, whatever you are doing, look up and see something you've never really seen before. Notice something new. Now, once you've done that, right, it'll do what I'm assuming it's going to do. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm in this boat. Because we do. It's part of being a human. It's what we do. Next, get a new set of eyes on your business, on your offerings, on how you do things in your business. Seriously, bring in a totally fresh set of eyes and quiz this person on what they see, what they're picking up on. I guarantee you they'll see things you have never, ever considered before simply because you were looking but weren't seeing it clearly. This person can be a coach, a mentor, a mastermind group, an experienced business friend or colleague. Get someone in there to reflect back to you what they see so you can see it again too, okay? This is so much of the work I do with the few clients I work one-on-one with. I bring in a brand new, fresh perspective, and it never ceases to amaze me how the business owner, the one who literally owns the rights to the business I'm analyzing and creating a marketing strategy for, has lost a bit of perspective of the true potential of the business they've created. Again, no shame. I've done this too. It's so easy to do. And it's got to stop. You have to see the value again for your company to grow and thrive and provide. Okay, now finally, last step, really crucial step that I took in my own journey with this, becoming less of an expert in the solution that I myself had created, was to ask my clients what they were struggling with before they started working with me, before they did their 4-hour intensive with me. So I started asking this question, and I got answers like, and I quote, I literally copied and pasted this from the questionnaire that I sent. I got answers like, marketing feels overwhelming and suffocating to me right now. And I desperately need new ideas on how to market my business. I want to feel aligned with the content I'm creating again. What I'm doing now is soul sucking. I'm confused about my offerings and how I'm marketing them right now. So of course my customers are confused too. This has to stop. Another one, I'm close to burnout and need to streamline my marketing strategy before I go over the edge. I have zero confidence in my marketing strategy right now and can't afford to waste another 3 months on something that doesn't work. I'm going around in circles right now, not sure where to start. I mean, as you run through that, I mean, I said the words like, crazy words like suffocating and desperately and soul sucking and confused and burnt out and zero confidence, going around in circles. I mean, these answers, once I started getting them in, like, whoa, these answers gave me a crystal clear view into what it's like to live and do business without the solution I've created, which is knowing your marketing personality type and building a strategy based on what feels good to you. And it totally snapped me out of my expert stupor, right? The curse of the expert was no longer the curse I was willing to accept. It reminded me how needed my solution is, and it lit a new fire under me to get it out to more and more people with an accurate representation of how valuable it really is, not some wishy-washy, watered-down version created by my expert perspective, right? So, do you need to do this in your own business? Be honest. Do you need to do this? Do you need to remove your expert glasses and see what you have to offer in its true light, in its true potential, in its true form? You can start right now. Look up and see something new. Please do that. If you haven't yet, I mean, come on, I've told you to do it 2 times at this point. Look up and see something new. Then get someone else looking at your business, a coach, a mentor, an experienced business friend, someone who walks their own talk and can accurately reflect back to you what they see, okay? To get my eyes on your business, you can request time to work with me super easily at marketingpersonalities.com/intensive. And then finally, don't forget this step because this has been really the turning point for me. Ask your clients what they were struggling with before working with you. Get that crystal clear picture you need to have an accurate message about what you offer. Remove the curse of the expert from your business today. Look up, see something new, get someone else looking at your business, and then ask your clients what they were struggling with before working with you. That's what you need to do today. That's what you need to do to accurately communicate what you have to offer, what your business has to offer, what kind of potential your company truly has, okay? I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Thursday with a new episode for you. Talk to you then. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Marketing Personalities Podcast. Now it's time to connect your marketing strategy to your personality type. Go to marketingpersonalities.com/MPP to download your marketing personality type full report. Use the code MPP at checkout to get $10 off. And that's a super special code for podcast listeners as a way to say thank you for being here. In your full report, you'll learn about your personality type, how it relates to the work you do, what your best marketing strategy includes so you can start implementing it right away, what your worst marketing strategy includes so you can avoid it, and so much more. Go to marketingpersonalities.com/MPP to get your full report and use the code MPP at checkout to receive $10 off your purchase. And one more thing before you skip on to the next podcast. Would you please share this episode with your entrepreneur friends who also need to feel good about their marketing strategies? Take a quick screenshot of your podcast app right now and share it out via text, Facebook, or my favorite, Instagram. Remember to tag me at Marketing Personalities in the photo so I can be sure to send you a huge high five and thank you for sharing the love. This podcast is edited and produced by the Podcast Engineers. They're pretty great, and you can find them at podcastengineers.com. That's all for now. Thanks as always for listening, and I'll catch you back here next week on the Marketing Personalities Podcast. Love ya. Bye.